Have you ever said, "I will see you on Friday in the morning"? Or maybe, "Let's meet in the corner of the street"? These sentences sound okay, but they are wrong. Three tiny words, in, on, and at, cause some of the biggest and most common mistakes for English learners. They are small, but they are powerful, and using them incorrectly is a clear sign that someone is not a native speaker. What if you could solve this mystery once and for all? Welcome back to our series, English Grammar Unlocked. I'm your host, Scarlett. Today, we are becoming detectives. Our mission is to investigate the secrets of in, on, and at, and learn the simple rules that will make you a master of these tricky little words. Today, we will turn this confusing topic into a thrilling detective story. First, we will join a detective on a mission to find clues, learning how prepositions of place work. Second, we will help the detective solve the case before a deadline, learning how prepositions of time work. And finally, for our language focus, we will master 10 essential vocabulary words for solving mysteries and break down the simple pyramid rule for using in, on, and at with confidence. Part 1. The Case of the Missing Diamond. Prepositions. Of place. Our story begins in a city full of fog and secrets. We meet our main character, Detective Alex Sterling. He is the best detective in the city. A new case has just landed on his desk. A famous diamond, the Serpent's Eye, has been stolen from the city museum. The only thing the thief left behind was a mysterious note. This note is our first puzzle. Detective Alex opens the note. It says, "Detective, if you want to find what was lost, you must follow my trail. The first clue to my location is hidden in a large building where stories sleep." Alex thinks for a moment. A building where stories sleep? Of course, the public library. He rushes to the library, a huge, quiet building. He begins his search. He looks in the City of London section, in the country of England. He starts looking in the mystery section, moving between the tall shelves. Finally, he finds a strange-looking box tucked away in a dark corner of the room. He opens the box, and in the box, there is a small, old book. He opens the book, and in the book, there is a small key. Let's pause our story here. This is our first rule. The preposition in is used for the largest, most general locations. We use in for enclosed spaces. Think of it like a container. A country is a container. A city is a container. A room is a container. A box is a container. A book is a container for stories. So we say, in England, in London, in a library, in a room, in a box, in a book. Back to our story. Detective Alex takes the key. The key has a small tag on it with another clue. This clue says, "The next piece of evidence is on a flat surface where timeless faces hang." Alex knows exactly where to go. The City Art Gallery. He walks into the gallery and looks around. The walls are covered with paintings. He goes up to the second floor. He walks down a long hallway. He finds a famous painting of a queen. The painting is hanging on the wall. He carefully takes it down. And there, written, on the back of the painting is a secret code. He also sees a small, almost invisible piece of evidence sitting on the floor, right under where the painting was. Let's pause again for our second rule. The preposition on is used for more specific locations than in. We use on for surfaces. Wall is a surface. A floor is a surface. A table is a surface. We also use on for streets and for floors in a building. So, we say, a picture on the wall, a book on the table, on the second floor, or on Baker Street. Now, Detective Alex has the secret code. When he solves it, it reveals the final clue. The clue is a direct message from the thief. It says, "You are clever, detective. If you want the diamond, meet me at the place where the red phone box stands, at the corner of Queensway and Kings Road. Be there at the main entrance." Alex now knows the exact specific meeting point. The thief is not just in the city or on a street. The thief will be at a very specific point. This is our third and final rule for place. The preposition at is used for the most specific, precise points or locations. We use at for addresses, for specific points in a city, or for specific places within a larger building. So we say, at 221B Baker Street, at the bus stop, at the corner, at the front door, at the ticket counter inside the train station. Detective Alex now knows where the meeting will happen. But the most important question remains. When? Part 2. The race against time. Prepositions of time. The thief's note had one final part, a riddle about the time of the meeting. It said, "The exchange will happen in a season of cold and snow, on a day named for the sun, at the moment the day ends." Detective Alex is smart. He breaks down the riddle piece by piece to solve the mystery of the time. First, the note says the meeting will happen in a season of cold and snow. Alex knows this means the meeting is in the winter. The note could have also said, in December, or in 2024. This is our first rule for time. Just like for places, we use in for the longest, most general periods of time. We use in for centuries, decades, years, seasons, and months. For example, in the 21st century, in the 1990s, in 2025, in the summer, in July. We also use it for parts of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. The only exception is night, where we often say, at night. Next, the riddle says the meeting will be on a day named for the sun. Alex quickly figures this out. The day named for the sun is Sunday. The note could have also said, on my birthday, or on December 25th. This is our second rule for time. We use on for more specific periods of time, usually for single days and for dates. For example, on Monday, on my birthday, on New Year's Eve, on October 31st. Finally, the riddle gives the by, most specific clue, at the moment the day ends. Alex knows this means the meeting is at midnight. The note could have also said at 9 p.m., or at sunrise, or at lunchtime. This is our final rule for time. We use at for the most specific, precise points in time. We use at for clock times. For example, at 7 o'clock, at 10:30 a.m., at midnight, at noon. So, Detective Alex has solved the case. He knows he needs to be at the corner of Queensway and Kings Road at midnight on Sunday in December. He goes to the location at the right time and catches the thief, recovering the Serpent's Eye diamond. Part 3. Language Focus. Now that our mystery is solved, let's review what we have learned. The best way to remember in, on, and at is to think of a pyramid. Imagine a big pyramid. In is at the bottom of the pyramid. It is the biggest, widest, and most general part. We use it for big spaces and long periods of time, like countries, cities, years, and months. On is in the middle of the pyramid. It is more specific. We use it for smaller spaces like streets and surfaces, and for smaller periods of time like days and dates. And AT is at the very top of the pyramid. It is the smallest, sharpest, and most specific point. We use it for exact locations and precise times. This pyramid rule is a simple way to remember how to choose the right preposition. Now let's look at our 10 new vocabulary words from our detective story. Our first word is detective. A detective is a person, usually a police officer, whose job is to investigate and solve crimes. For example, Sherlock Holmes is a very famous fictional detective. Another example is, the detective searched for clues at the crime scene. Our second word is clue. A clue is a piece of evidence or information that helps to solve a mystery or a crime. For example, the thief left a mysterious clue for the detective. Another example is, I have no clue how to solve this puzzle. Our third word is mystery. A mystery is something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. For example, the case of the missing diamond was a great mystery. Another example is, the origin of the universe is still a mystery. Next, we have to investigate. To investigate means to carefully examine the facts of a situation to discover the truth. For example, the police are investigating the cause of the accident. Another example is, she decided to investigate the strange noise she heard. Our fifth word is location. A location is a particular place or position. For example, the final clue revealed the secret location of the meeting. Another example is, can you please send me your current location on a map? The sixth word is evidence. Evidence is the set of facts or objects that are used to prove something. For example, the detective found a key piece of evidence on the floor. Another example is, there is no scientific evidence to support his claim. Our seventh word is to solve. To solve means to find the correct answer or explanation for a problem or a puzzle. For example, Detective Alex was able to solve the difficult case. Another example is, I need your help to solve this math problem. Next, we have secret. A secret is something that is kept hidden or is known only by a few people. For example, he found a secret message on the back of the painting. Another example is, can you keep a secret? Our ninth word is deadline. A deadline is the latest time or date by which something should be completed. For example, the detective had a deadline to solve the case. Another example is, the deadline for this project is next Friday. And our final word is appointment. NEI. Appointment is an arrangement to meet someone at a particular time and place. For example, maybe the thief had a secret appointment with someone. Another example is, I have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock. Our grammar focus today was, of course, the prepositions of place and time, in, on, and at. As we learned with our pyramid rule, we move from general to specific. For place, in, a country, on a street, at an address. For time, in a year, on a day, at a specific time. Remembering this simple pattern will help you solve the preposition mystery every single time. Part 4. Practice tips for the 4 skills. Now, how can you practice these tricky little words? Here are some tips. For listening, listen to a short news report in English. News reports are full of prepositions. Pay attention to when the reporter says where and when something happened. Write down every in, on, and at you hear. For speaking, describe your own room to your AI tutor using your voice. Your goal is to use at least one of each preposition. For example, I am sitting in my room. My computer is on my desk. My clock is on the wall. I like to sit at my desk. For reading, find a schedule for a TV show or a conference online in English. Look at the schedule and notice how on is used for the days, and at is used for the specific times of the events. And for writing, this is a great exercise. In your journal, write 5 sentences about your weekly schedule. Try to use all 3 prepositions. For example, on Monday, I have an English class at 7 p.m. I usually study in the evening. Part 5. Your next action. Today, we became detectives. We investigated the clues, we learned the rules, and we solved the case of the 3 tiniest, most confusing words in English. These small words are no longer a mystery to you. You now have the secret code, the pyramid rule, that will help you use EN, ON, and AT correctly and make your English sound much more natural and accurate. As we conclude, let's quickly summarize our investigation. First, we followed Detective Alex Sterling on his mission and learned the rules for using in, on, and AT for places. Second, we helped him race against time and learned the rules for using these prepositions for time. And finally, we learned the simple pyramid rule to remember everything easily. We also learned 10 new vocabulary words for our detective toolkit. As a review, those words were detective, clue, mystery, to investigate, location, evidence, to solve, secret, deadline, and appointment. Now I have a final clue for you to solve. What is one thing you do on the weekend or at 7 p.m. in the evening? Please share your sentence using on, or AT in the comments section below. If you are committed to making this lesson a part of your life, show your energy by smashing that like button. Be a hero for a friend by sharing this video with someone you know who is always confused by these words. And to lock in your commitment to learning, subscribe and smash that notification bell so you don't miss our next grammar. Mystery. Remember, even the smallest words can make a big difference. Until next time, take care and happy learning.